The Direct Selection tool is a bit like a cross between the Selection tool and the Anchor Point tool. It is similar to the Anchor Point tool, as in it provides you with a tool to edit points and segments of paths, but as we work through you will see the functionality is slightly different. Simplified, think of the Anchor Point tool as the go-to tool when you want to edit paths and points by converting them from corners to curves and vice versa, and the Direct Selection tool as the go-to tool when you want to edit paths and points without converting them. I've got a document open here that has a selection of paths for us to edit. To select the Direct Selection tool, I can either click on it in the tool panel or I can press A on my keyboard. I can use the Direct Selection tool to select path segments and move them to a new position. If I click on this straight path segment and move it, see that it moves, but it remains a straight line. If I had done this with the Anchor Point tool, it would have converted the straight line into a curve. To constrain the path segment as I move it, just hold down the Shift key. If I click on a curved path segment, I can adjust the arc and the depth of the curve. Again, hold down the Shift key to constrain as you drag. I can also use the Direct Selection tool to adjust the anchor points and the anchor point handles. To select an anchor point, I can either click on it or drag a box over it. If I select an anchor point between two curved paths, the pair of handles becomes active. I can now drag one of the handles to adjust the curve and its pair moves accordingly. If I hold down the Alt or Option key on the Mac, I can break the pairing and move the handle individually, thus creating a corner point. If I want to move the position of the anchor point, I just need to click on it to select it and then drag it to a new position. Hold down the Shift key to constrain the move to either the horizontal or vertical axis or a 45-degree angle. I can also select multiple anchor points at once to move by holding down the Shift key as I click to select them. Selected anchor points have a solid blue fill. I can now drag to move them as a group. You'll notice that a selected anchor point also has a control icon for live corners. If I drag this icon, I can make sharp corners curved and curved corners into sharp corners. If I select multiple anchor points at once and adjust one of the live corner points, all the selected corners adjust proportionately. We can also use the Direct Selection tool to align anchor points and close open paths. I have a path here with two endpoints that are not joined and are not quite aligned with each other. The first thing we will do is drag a box around the two endpoints to select them. Next, I'm going to right-click and in the context menu that appears, I'm going to choose Average. In the Average dialog options, I can choose to average the points on either the horizontal or vertical axis or a combination of both. I'll keep it as the default both and then click OK. You can now see that my two endpoints have been moved so that they are now completely aligned with one another. Bear in mind when you use the average command it will alter the path slightly as you are moving the anchor points in order to align them together. With the point still selected, I'm going to right click again and this time I'm going to choose Join. This joins the anchor points together to make a single point and closes my path.